The drama surrounding Smilla Sundell does not begin inside the cage or under bright arena lights. It starts much earlier, carved into cold Scandinavian air, shaped by discipline, sacrifice, and a hunger that never learned how to sleep. Even now, when people watch her fight, there is a strange moment of disbelief before the violence truly registers. She does not look like the storm she brings with her. There is charisma, youth, even softness in her expression. And then suddenly the bell rings and all of that disappears. What remains is pressure, intent, and a frightening certainty that the person across from her is about to be broken down, piece by piece. Forged in Sweden in 2004, not far from the historic grounds of Birka, once the largest Viking trading hub, Smilla Sundell was raised in a place where resilience is almost cultural inheritance. Long before Muay Thai entered her life, she was already learning control and balance through karate at the age of 5. It was not about trophies back then. It was about movement, discipline, and understanding how the body responds when pushed. Those early lessons would later resurface in ways few could have predicted. Everything changed when her family moved to Thailand. At 12 years old, Smilla stepped into a Muay Thai gym for the first time, and something clicked instantly. What was supposed to be an experiment became an obsession. She did not merely train, she absorbed the rhythm of the sport, the cruelty and beauty of it, the way pain and precision coexist. Within 3 years, the tall, ultra-aggressive teenager had racked up nearly 12 wins, tearing through local competition with a style that felt years ahead of her age. By 2019, her parents grew homesick and decided to return to Sweden. But they had also seen something rare developing in their daughter. At just 15, Smilla was allowed to stay behind in Pattaya alone, training out of the famous Fairtex gym. It was a decision that could have broken most teenagers. Instead, it hardened her resolve. School was finished and the choice was stark. Go back to Sweden and live a normal life, or stay and fight. She chose the fight without hesitation. At the adult level, the challenges multiplied, but so did her growth. Her hands lacked some of the raw knockout power of seasoned veterans, yet she compensated with punishing kicks and a lethal clinch game that drained opponents both physically and mentally. She fought so frequently in southern Thailand that she eventually ran out of opponents. There is an old saying in women's Muay Thai that your best bet is to avoid the one with the low-pitched voice, because those fighters often hide something dangerous beneath the surface. Smilla embodied that unpredictability. Even against strikers known for their power, she thrived, stringing together thunderous combinations and breaking rhythm with relentless pressure. Within 9 months, she had turned multiple standouts into victims, earning the nickname the Hurricane. Asia's biggest promotion took notice. A 16-year-old Swedish girl was suddenly a bright blip on their radar, and she was offered a contract. Instead of rushing her debut, Smilla spent a full year sharpening her weapons, refining knees, elbows, and timing. She trained alongside elite talent, took lessons from champions like Superborn, and quietly prepared for the moment when the world would finally see her. That moment arrived in February 2022 against Dandra Martin, an Australian striker known for vicious high kicks. Before the bell, there was playfulness in Smilla's demeanor, almost disarming. Once the fight began, the cuteness vanished instantly. She established her jab early, devouring space and forcing Martin backward. High-low combinations flowed naturally, each strike designed to funnel her opponent into danger. In the clinch, Smilla's knees landed with surgical cruelty, popping up the nose, drilling into the body. Breaking posture, Martin showed resilience, surviving knockdowns and trying to fire back. But every punch only seemed to fuel Smilla further. For a moment, commentators almost forgot her age, then remembered in disbelief that she was just 17 years old. The way she changed levels, the way she sustained pressure without panic, felt unnatural for someone so young. When the finish came, it was decisive, undeniable. Management knew they were looking at something special, and they rewarded her with a shot at the vacant title. Standing across from her was Jackie Bunton, the Filipino bombshell who had already made a name for herself with blistering boxing and magazine cover looks. Bunton was not just a striker, She was a technician, someone who punished mistakes and overwhelmed opponents with hand speed. By April 2022, she arrived armed with a strategy designed to neutralize Smilla's signature jab and long-range kicks. Early exchanges were tense, calculated. Bunton exploded with flurries, sweeping and countering, refusing to give ground. Smilla adjusted in real time. She began stamping her 1-2 straight down the center, threading punches through tight windows. From that moment, the momentum shifted permanently. The Swedish teenager bullied the reigning star for 5 rounds, forcing exchanges, hammering the body, mixing heavy artillery with relentless clinch work. By the final bell, the result was written all over Bunton's face. The transformation was complete. Yesterday's Swedish schoolgirl was crowned the youngest champion in the promotion's history. At just 17 years old, inside the ring, she was unstoppable. Outside of it, she was shy, soft-spoken, almost overwhelmed by the moment. She spoke about dreams coming true, about happiness that felt too big for words. Back at the gym, she celebrated not with parties, but with training, clinching with legends, joking quietly, revealing that she spoke Thai fluently, but preferred to keep it hidden. The fighter who terrified opponents was still, in many ways, just a young woman finding her place in the world. In the fall of 2023, her star power faced its most serious test yet. Alicia Rodriguez, the champion from a lower weight class, stepped up. Rodriguez was technical, dynamic, and carried a left hook that had ended many nights early. From the opening seconds, Smilla set the tone with a furious pace, refusing to allow Rodriguez time to settle. Unlike previous opponents, Rodriguez did not retreat. She met fire with fire, landing sharp hooks, slipping into range, answering elbows with her own. The first round turned into chaos, a brutal exchange that resembled a street fight more than a championship bout. Body shots thudded, elbows sliced, and both women refused to blink. Near the end of the round, Smilla briefly buckled Rodriguez with a signature hook, shifting the psychological balance. In the second round, there was no mercy. Smilla unleashed a sustained assault, chaining knees, elbows, and punches in unbroken sequences. Rodriguez was driven backward, overwhelmed by volume and pressure, until the referee had seen enough. The finish came at the 9-minute mark, a TKO born from attrition and inevitability. Even in victory, Smilla was self-critical, claiming she always started slow. Unaware that most fighters would dream of such a slow round, she left the arena with a $50,000 bonus